Government of Grenada launches incentives to boost growth in the creative industry. We'll have details to this story and more in the National Report.
Have you noticed an increase or decrease in your electricity bill? You know that changes in the fuel and non-fuel rates affect your bill. You should also be aware that changes in household activities affect your bill. Ask yourself these questions. Have the rates changed? Have there been more people at your home? Have your children been on holiday? Have you used your fan or air conditioning unit more often to beat the heat? Are any of your electrical appliances or equipment faulty? Have you added any new appliances such as transformers, water heaters, or pumps? Make it a habit to understand any changes on your electricity bill. For more factors that affect your bill, visit www.grenlec.com. Grenlec, energizing our Grenada.
Welcome back. With the details to the news for Thursday, March 9th, 2023, I am Sherry-Ann Noel. The Government of Grenada has launched a new incentive aimed at supporting investment and participation in the creative industry. The program, which provides registered creative practitioners and organizations with 100% concessions on Common External Tariff (CET) and Value-Added Tax (VAT) for items considered tools of trade, came into effect on March 1st, 2023. Eligible for the concessions are registered cultural and creative practitioners and businesses, registered retailers of tools of trade directly used in the production of creative goods and services, and registered education and community organizations or programs focused on delivering training in the creative and cultural industry. To apply for the incentives, interested individuals and organizations must first register with the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs via the online application form. Once registered and approved, access to the online concession application will be provided via email with relevant instructions. The program provides a significant opportunity for eligible creative practitioners and organizations to access the resources they need to thrive and contribute to the growth of the creative industry. By supporting investment in this sector, the program can help to drive economic growth, create jobs, and promote cultural development. According to the Minister of Economic Development and Planning, Honorable Lennox Andrews, quote, "The Government of Grenada is committed to the development of the creative industry, and this incentive scheme is a testament to the commitment. We hope that by providing duty-free concessions, we can enable more businesses and organizations to participate in the creative industry and help to create a vibrant and thriving sector that contributes to our country's economic and cultural development," unquote. To apply for the Creative Economy Incentive Scheme, interested persons can visit the Grenada Office of Creative Affairs website, creativeaffairs.gd, to register and apply for concessions. Moving along, government through the Ministry of Culture is fulfilling another of its promises to the people of Carriacou and Petite Martinique. Plans are being finalized for the construction of a music lab at Bishop's College to benefit students at the school, as well as the Hillsborough Secondary School. The establishment of the music lab was part of discussions with Minister for Culture, Honorable Ron Redhead, during a visit to the Sister Isle last year. Acting Chief Cultural Officer Adrian Mark and Technical Officer Kirk Phillip are in Carriacou to meet with contractor Alvin Gay, who will refurbish a laboratory that will be used as the music room.
We are teaching music production. If you realize, Carriacou is one of the places that you have a lot of guys doing recording of songs, producing songs, etc., etc. I could just call Export from Carriacou, who is doing a very, very amazing job. So the lab here is really to teach people how to produce. So we are doing what they call music production. So when that lab gets on and off, we will have students from both Bishop College and Hillsborough Secondary School engage in such program, where they will learn to produce music from an early age.
Mark said government has budgeted over $100,000 for the music lab. The ministry will be utilizing local tutors who are also producers at expert studios in Carriacou. Music teachers will also have the opportunity to sharpen their skills.
We have to do some training with them because the software that they use at their studio is slightly different to ours, so we will have some training with them so that they can use this software. But they already give the green light that they are the one who will be teaching the program for us, and we are very, very happy. The student that is selected there must be a teacher responsible for them. So that teacher will have the opportunity to learn as well, because they will be going to the classes, they will be going to the sessions. We also have, and will make available, the ability that teachers who are interested in the program, they will be able to get an opportunity to learn as well. Because there are a lot of teachers who I know musically inclined, a lot of teachers who do so much of things on their phones, so that we will give them that opportunity to learn as well, both from Bishop College and from Hillsbury at the initial stage. But as time goes on, we will extend that program to the community and even to the primary schools.
Minister for Carriacou and Petty Martinique Affairs and Local Government, Honorable Tevin Andrews, says the Music Lab is a great step in the development of the music industry on the island. As government explores ways it can develop and support the creative economy, local videographer, film producer and story finder Teddy Frederick collaborates with researchers John Angus Martin, German film producers, photographers and designers to highlight the Carriacou tribe in Dominica. The Carriacou, also known as Caribs, are an indigenous people of the Lesser Antilles. The film, titled New Land, The Carriacou Dream, was premiered on Thursday at the Grenada Museum in presence of history, visual arts and music students of secondary schools. It tells the stories of resistance, resilience and celebration of the Carriacou territory and focuses on the life of Honorable Minister Jose Frederick as the first representative of the Carriacou in Dominican national government. Minister Frederick is working toward the improvement of the socio-economic condition, the preservation and promotion of the cultural heritage.
For a very, very long time, the history books and the narratives have never been good to us. They have spoken about us in a very bad light, that we were warlike and we were barbarians and we needed to be civilized and we need to rethink the way we do stuff. But what is interesting, you have a unique opportunity now with creative artists like these wonderful folks. If Angus, your own historian here on the island, to tell the story and to understand the new narrative. So I'm really happy that you, out of the high school, most of you would be between 12 and 16, I suspect, and you have an interest, and it's your job to take that narrative further, to explore it, to look at the ways in which you, as young people, can help to develop your society.
He shared a brief explanation of how the tribe functions.
We have our own government system. So we have a Carriacou chief, who is like a mayor of a small town. We have a council. A council is sort of like a parliament. And so the chief is like our prime minister. And the councillors are like parliamentarians. All of this is in the law. It is a legal construct, and we operate as one tribe. And so I am from that space, but I serve in the government system. So the chief on the village is sort of my king, my leader. And that's how I understand it.
Film producer Teddy Frederick shared how the idea of the film was born.
I started having conversations with Angus Martin at the museum about our own Carriacou ancestry, and these conversations started bugging me and it started like eating at me. So I always wait for the opportunity, maybe I can reach out to Cozier and I can share this story, because I also feel connected to the Carriacou in Dominica because of what we don't have in Grenada. And so when I reached out to him, Cozier was just like, yeah, it's fine, you can come over and make the movie. And this is kind of like the history and the origin of how we started making this film.
The film, The New Land, The Carriacou Dream, will be premiered on Friday at Movie Palace for members of the public. This is the National Report. The news will continue after the break.
My name is Travon Lead, and I'm a fisherman of Guam, St. John's. Well, I've been fishing for about 7 years, since I was about 16, and my father is a fisherman, and I grew up in that. I love to fish, and that helps to feed the community of Guam. Some of the challenges I faced before, I had a smaller boat, and I used to row and fish. But now that I'm a successful applicant, I'm going to use the funds to buy a bigger boat and an engine, and that's going to benefit me and my family and to help others. It's a yes for sis.
Welcome back. Prime Minister and Minister for Information, Honorable Deacon Mitchell, gave high commendation to the women who participated in the Digital Arena Exposition on Wednesday. Female technologists, innovators, entrepreneurs, and students were brought together at the Grenada Trade Center Annex to showcase their skills in areas including technology. The expo was held at the Grenada Trade Center Annex in commemoration of International Women's Day 2023.
It really is. I literally looked at every booth. Because I think all of the products are fantastic, all of the services, mostly led by women, and we can start with the booth immediately behind me, which is renewable energy. Two women displaying, the advantages of renewable energy. After that, you had women doing jewelry from using natural materials from tamarind seeds to fish scales, showing how we can essentially use again natural elements that we would sometimes discard as waste and turning it into beautiful jewelry. You had the Boca Secondary School, the young women there drawing plans, those who intend to become architects, etc. You had the women in construction from the Ministry of Infrastructure. You have NULO doing a fantastic display, mostly led by women. So the booths have all been amazing. You have makeup, you have jewelry, you have renewable energy, you have some of the booths addressing some of the issues that plague our women in terms of gender-based violence. So no, it's been a wonderful experience.
GIS spoke with some of the innovators. Boca Secondary School had a few things to show. Shalisha Pascal, student at the institution, tells us about their table.
Right here we have a video displaying the different technical subjects that we offer and how it will be beneficial for us in the everyday world. We also have different plans that the students did. We have 2 floor plans and a roof plan, which the students draw by hand. We also want our children to become more involved in technology because the era is changing, and so we also did drawings via the computer using AutoCAD, and also we want our children to bring the drawings that they did to life. So here we have some 3D models.
One of the directors at the Caribbean Coding Academy, Donna McIntosh, told us about what the academy had to offer.
We have our 3D printer which was programmed by some of our students. After we purchase it, you have to program it. So we have our 3D printer. We also have a website that we have created from scratch. It's like an Amazon, so all companies will come on board and sign up to be part of it. We will be launching in March the 28th.
Chad Fraser is the proud founder and CEO of Sonover, a software development company. His company has 70% females employed.
We were invited here because we're one of the only technology company that's doing deep tech that's driven or say female dominated. On our team, we're on some projects we are as high as 73 or 74% women. On a company level, we are just around 50% females. Again, it's something that we try for. Over the years, we would have done several training and provided training opportunities for women and partnered with organizations like SEEP and so forth to get more women involved in the sector. And I guess that's a result of those efforts.
And finally, in the news, climate-smart agricultural practices were imparted to students from the Victoria School for Special Education and the Samaritan Presbyterian School as they engaged in a Day in the Life of a Farmer initiative last week. This joint initiative between the SIAP and the Ministry of Agriculture and Lands, Fisheries and Cooperatives exposed 4-Hers of both schools to everyday climate-smart practices on Racecourse Farm at St. Patrick. Lindona Mark is the extension assistant attached to SIAP.
We have the kids on the farm today. Basically, it's a day in the life of a farmer, showing the kids how to do planting of plants, various crops, pruning of tomatoes, staking, watering of plants, how to do mulching. It's just different climate smart practices to apply to the different crops. Especially right now, the dry season is approaching, so we're doing much of them, showing them how to do mulching so they could go back home or into the schools to use the mulch as a soil and water conservation method. Also, as I said, the pruning of the tomatoes will help to reduce the pest and disease that will be built up on the farm or even in the garden. We also show how to do the application of fertilizer the proper way, and also we show them how to do harvesting, the correct way of harvesting tomatoes and cucumbers, and at the right stage.
Owner and operator of Racecourse Farm, Richie Batiste, said the knowledge he conveyed to the students will go with them into adulthood.
Well, I'm very happy to impart knowledge to the younger ones. He had a special feeling this morning when they came here. And new schools was coming, but they had a special ed were coming. So when they came, I said, okay, Richie, that is it. You need to push, impart knowledge, help them, give them whatever you could give them, because I realize they are the future. They might have limitations, but I say they're special because they do things that I can't do. You understand? So I'm actually very, very happy to facilitate the students, especially those from special ed. I show them how to prune, how to water, despite it's a manual water I had. So I show them how to harvest cucumbers, not to damage the vine. I had a share, so I show them how to clip it the best way, and also some mulching. It's life skills. That's something I don't think they would forget it until this is it. You understand? Because things you remember as a child, you don't forget it as you get older.
I learned how to take care of plants and also how to water them properly. And I learned how to harvest them.
I learned how to water the plants and pick the cucumbers and them. I learned how to cut the dry branches and the tomatoes.
Teacher at the Victoria School for Special Education, Binta James, said the activity is in keeping with the students' practice at their school garden.
The students normally have a garden at the school. So today's activity will help them a lot in the area, what they don't know, like the mulching and stuff. They will take it back, what they learned here today, and bring it back at the school. So it's a very good experience today for them.
Extension Officer Trisha Maras commends the organizers of the event, stating that an outside of the classroom event is what some students need.
Sometimes they're not theoretically inclined, but practically that is where they gravitate to things like that. So I think it's a wonderful opportunity to take them out, and I think the ministry should do more of that to get them involved in these practices, especially in farming. Sometimes that's what their mind wants, away from the cluster of the classroom, to come out here where they can see things, and the greenness, the lusciousness of the plantation might just have their mind thinking differently. Wonderful opportunity by the Ministry of Agriculture.
And with that story, we come to the end of the National Report for Thursday, March 9th, 2023. Now for a recap of the top story. Government of Grenada launches incentives to boost growth in the creative industry. I am Sherry Noel, thanking you for viewing.